when we first said that, I think that well, our findings, I think if you start with here, with the medical stores, many of the warehouses are leaking. Well, it's the usual thing that a lot of refurbishment is needed. Many of our facilities, the facilities themselves are good, you know. All that is needed is just to keep them in good condition. That's by regular maintenance. I think a lot of that has been left, so that now we have a load of maintenance, which if we've been doing them gradually, we wouldn't have gone to this stage. So again, it gets back to maintaining what we have. We have been impressed by the facilities that we have and by the work that is going on. I was highly impressed yesterday with the School of Health Technology, the work they're doing. And I've been impressed with health education, the work they're doing. But the problem is, the structures are not maintained. In some cases, there is shortage of space. We recognize that, and we try to do something about that. But I think the most important lesson which we have seen going around is that we need to pay more attention to maintaining our structures.
We have another very vital
Well, the expired drugs which we have seen, we haven't seen, we've seen some dextrose which will expire this month. That's all we've seen. And the time is short. Okay. So we have talked, we're going to look into ways of at least making sure that all our units know that that particular item is here. We may even go to the extent of distributing them to the units, so that they can be used. It's not a regular feature. I haven't seen many cases of drugs being left on the shelves to expire. No. We've seen a case of a drug that was found to be not suitable, not fake, but the physical characteristics was an injection, you see. Instead of dissolving, it was caking. So those were returned, but they have been there for the past 4 years. So that's not a new case. I've not seen cases of drugs being left on the shelves to expire. But the confiscated drugs, they have it. There's nothing you can do about those. It's across the board. It's not only pharmacists, accounts people, in short supply. It's across the board. getting to a point where we will have to make the appropriate representation, at least the people who are leaving, so that we are able to replace them. But it's biting right across the board, this shortage of skilled personnel.
That duty is no longer being handled by the state. As following a new, consequent upon a new directive to the effect that the local governments, will be undertaking the duty. But the local governments are not doing the job now, and the state is not doing it.
Well, right now, that particular topic is at a limbo. What you are talking about is not a directive. It's a decision at the National Council of Health to that effect. But the Federal Ministry of Health has not handed down the adequate guidelines to make this feasible. As an example, some of the local governments do not have the staffing necessary to take on this job. So we are hoping that at the next Council of Health meeting,
activities to the chairman for the occasion. Thank you.
My children, students, I welcome you all to this August occasion. Some of you here, but you will all agree with me that it is a history-making occasion. It is a day when we are all expected to put in something or to take out something. You are here today to kind of the good things. We expect you to give us your input or to go away with resourceful information good enough to start an action which will generate a change to our already decadent world. My word of advice to give to my children, students, we are all here because of you. We are here because we observe that things are not going well with us. You are our future, and what we observe around we know is not conducive to proper growth in you. And this is why we believe action must be geared towards a change that will bring about one action which will bring you into good citizenry tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to take your time. So for this reason, I will say once again, you are all welcome to this program. Please do not be surprised that we are few. It is like that for obvious reasons. One thing is the fact that many of our students are in the classroom and writing their papers. Another thing is the local problem. Let us after what we are here for. So, one thing we are all when we are all afraid of, when we are all one thing that we do not understand, and which we are asked to realize, we have to have action, and that is why this is what is being taught today. On the state level, very soon there will be a national law. Thereby, many schools, we have action going on by law of forming drug laborers. Those schools who do not have their drug laws already are given here to argue them. For this reason, it is going to be a continuous action. We are starting a program here today, which I believe, for life, it has begun. For the reason that we did not start the history of this nation with this. All of a sudden, we found the plague with us, and it seems stubborn, it does not want to go away. For that reason, we are all employing all our children to join hands and fight. Once again, I wish you all a very happy time. Thank you. Members of the council, members of the press, distinguished participants, let me first apologize because of the presidency of the work that was the process of we are in person, working towards the I have looked at the program, and I want to commend the organizers of this one day workshop and the launching of the drug-free club. I want to say that in view of what's happening in Nigerian society today, it is very, very appropriate. We are aware of the many problems facing us as Nigerians. We are aware of the many problems facing us as educationists, as students of our various institutions. We are also aware of the problems of the society. We are part of the society, you and I, and it is our duty to ensure that the society we have today is one that is reputable, that is good, that it is something we can be proud of.
to contribute our own quota in ensuring that our society is something we can be proud of. So many things. This time I'm not talking about your academic performance. We talk about well-rounded education. It's not only good knowledge alone. We want to acquire some other things. Good manners. It is true we say that charity begins at home. Therefore, those of us who are parents ensure that we leave our children.
Sóríire nítorí èmi ṣe àkíyèsí nígbà tí ẹ̀gún orí àléfà ọwọ́ tí ẹ mú ọwọ́ ìfànímọ́ra ni Ọlọ́run náà adé ìfànímọ́ra Ọlọ́run náà adé dúró tì yín ilé àti ọ̀nà yín Ọlọ́run á bá yín ṣọ́ àwa náà tí a wà ní agbègbè bíi Ọlọ́run náà dúró tì wá gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹ ti ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ yìí àṣeyìí ní alápọ̀njì àṣeyìí lẹ́ máa ṣe ìkọ́hùn ní fọyín lẹ́sẹ̀ ojú yín ó dàbí ń pín àti mọ́ra torí gbogbo bí nǹkan fún ti dàbí ń kó fẹ́ máa hán lẹ́nu ijọ́ mẹ́ta Ọlọ́run á fún yín ní ọgbọ́n àti òye tí ara máa fi dẹ mẹ̀kúnnù torí bóyá ẹ lè ṣàkíyèsí pé à ń ṣiṣẹ́ ilé lọ́wọ́ sìmẹ́ǹtì tí a ń rà ní ọgbọ̀n pọ́n kò lè pé láàrin ọ̀sẹ̀ méjì ó ti di 50 àdẹ̀ láti ṣe rí bí ọba dáwọ́ lé nǹkan kẹ́ mo ti ṣe sọ kí Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kí a ṣe ní àṣeyìí.
ọjọ́ Monday wàhálà epo tó gba epo kan ní ló fa sábàbítà fi yẹn wá èmi mo ní epo bẹ̀tà ọ̀tá ojú wa wá sí pé mọ́tò wọn lórí ẹ̀ bá wọn pé wọn bá díẹ̀ tó kù má di pé a máa lọ káàkiri àti wá síbi ìṣẹ́jọ́ kejì àti ilé wa síbi iṣẹ́ àti ká fílẹ̀ tí a sì pé ọ̀rọ̀ ìlú ti lọlẹ̀. A dúpẹ́ fún gbogbo nǹkan tí ẹ ti ń ṣe ní ìlú Agége. Àdúrà mi jẹ́ pé kí ọ̀rọ̀ aláàánú máa ràn lọ́wọ́. Agége ni ìlú náà ti gbé gbọ̀tún mo kéré lọ àìfáìdí ládàgbà sí ọmọ onígbòǹgbò ní mí àti ìsọlọ sọmọ àwòrán nìyẹn ṣùgbọ́n tí akéré dáàbò wá nílé kan sí Agége bẹ̀rẹ̀ àgbé ní Alhaji Isa Street kó jẹ́ pé a kó lọ sí Onígbò ní 1960 so ìgbà tí wọ́n dẹ̀ àpè mí jẹ́jẹ́ni tí wọ́n yàn fún the old division Ìkẹjà nígbà yẹn lè borí àdúgbò kékeré nígbà yẹn wọ́n dàbí ẹ̀rọ àgbà yẹn division kan ṣe nígbà yẹn òkú Ẹ̀jà nǹkan míì tọ́wọ́ tí a máa ṣe kan kò ṣeé ṣe èyí gbogbo èèyàn lè kàn fi ẹnu sí lásán tí owó ò bá sí láti fi ṣe owó tí a dẹ̀ ń gbà gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìpínlẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ ìjọba àgbà lọ́wọ́ federal government ó jọ pé owó yẹn ti lọ́lẹ̀ gan yẹn ni a sọ pé nígbà tá a ṣẹ̀ dé
government area. Though the visit is a bit ahead of schedule, the commissioner was actually scheduled to be here at 1:30, minor hitches. I would like to introduce the members of staff, some of them. The Vice Chairman of the local government, Chief Odushola. The Secretary to the local government, Mr. Akinwumi. Councillor, I double it with the duties of the Chairman. I've met the officer in charge of the tax office in my local government area. She's been visiting me regularly, demanding the revenue accruing as far as taxes are involved. But we have some problems. One of the problems is that the federal allocation has dropped tremendously. The minimum we had last year was 4.5 million naira per month. As at now, we have 2.1 million per month. We were only paid just a week ago the federal allocation from the federal government. As far as the state government is concerned, the allocation from the state has also dropped a week ago, and the allocation was for only December. We've not got the one for January, February, and March. So I will seize this opportunity to implore the Honorable Commissioner for Finance to please help us speed up this allocation. Approximately was not last Thursday. I will seize this opportunity again. I will repeat it again. That it will be highly appreciated if you can use your good offices to help us get these funds as early as possible. Though I wouldn't like to make the issue of payments to the state government a function of the state allocation. All the same, if we don't have money, we cannot pay our debt. We are the debt we are owing the state government. So if we can receive this as early as possible, we shall be able to meet most of our obligations. For your information, the total allocation from both the states and the federal government is about 2.56 million per month, and the salaries we pay as at now is about 2.6 million. But the thing was not a reality, but when we got the money about a week ago, we knew we were face to face with reality. I had no alternative than to call the Executive Council of Agege local government to find out ways in which we can beef up all departments, provide members of staff who go out daily to collect revenue. For your information, I also go out to collect revenue. If you get to most of the garages, you find me there dishing out tickets to motor parks. I'm sure you would like to ask me, what are the sources of our internally generated revenue? One of them is tenement rates, motor parks, our markets. We collect storages at the markets, food and regulated premises, towing of vehicles, companies. Advertisement is also a source of our own revenue generation. Registration of contractors, radio and television licenses. All these areas we've attacked vigorously.
Finance Ministry, Lagos State Government, other offices of Ministry of Finance who are here. I would like to apologize, maybe for 1:30 we might not have met you, since there was this mix-up with the arrangement. But all is well that ends well, we are told. So we are sorry for the schedule that had to be altered for this purpose. We are, of course, not unconscious of our obligations to the local government regarding your allocation from the state government. We shall look into this, and it was in the process of looking into it that you got that of December about a week ago. Please, we want you to appreciate the fact that we are a new administration. I'm less than 4 weeks in office, and until we had a cabinet, the governor could not have done everything himself until the cabinet was put in place. Now that we are there, we shall try and look into the outstanding part of your allocation for January, February, March, to your allocation. I will also please want to appeal to you that you should assist us with your own part of the entitlements of the state. Internal Revenue Department to let us know what the different local government councils are owing the state government, so we can make a formal demand on them. And I would therefore want to seize the opportunity, since we are here today, to please request you to kindly, as soon as possible, as we have demonstrated our own intention by having released something to you last week or two, so please let's have whatever is in your hands that we can get from you. What we have to understand is that it might be impossible for the state government to hand over the dues of the local governments to them, except the local government, in their own right also let us have the money that they are holding in trust for us. It is from the cumulative effect of all these sums here and there that we as a state government can afford to let you have your own legitimate course before our formal demands get to you. And please, let's have your check. You will then be in a stronger position to put pressure on us to get what belongs to you from our own purse. Having said that, the state government is in the same circumstance, if not in a worse one, than you are financially. Lagos State was before receiving about 100 million every month from the federal government, but now we receive about 42 million. That's 42% of what we had before is now what we get. So all this will account for part of our inabilities to discharge certain obligations of our going around these tax offices. We are not a finance ministry that sits in the air conditioned offices and expects return to come in. We want to go and
my honorable ladies man will win
hello.
Class in charge of license and
How are you?
that's our typist. Our office attendant. 60.
on which target?
On target of 350,000.
That's
on 1.1 billion.
60.
We hope to improve in the coming months. We can get all because our vehicle, we only have one vehicle, and 2 days out of 395 days, the vehicle has to go to the lab and to headquarters for other administrative purposes. And when that happens, that means the field supervisors will not be able to go after designing follow-ups on our letters.
When the vehicles come, you have to know what you have to get something down.
So we are still managing that. They reported yesterday. It was yesterday morning when it came to us. So we have a swamp at the back here, and there used to be a library. There's a library there. They said it had been partly closed down because of burglary. So
what they broke this?
they broke that. We have the iron bars, 2 iron bars are locked.
But I should feel that security documents should also go into your.
Yes,
They have submitted
you have to publish it in
That's what the headquarters normally will do.
When will they do that? Maybe, I hope it's not in the next 4 or 5 months. I don't know what it must have been used.
But
Depends on how.
unfortunately, like tax carriers, they are blank.
They are
Yeah,
blank.
There is no number on them.
They are numbers. They
Can
are
you
the
cancel
ones
those numbers?
that they have not been. We can cancel the number, but those who know about it, those who don't know, they procure it from the people they
just
That tax carriers forms so certificates.
Anyway, we should not discuss.
everybody.
Till continuation of our trip visiting the tax offices all over the whole state. We are moving around so as to get to know those of you that work with us, in the ministry, and to also let you know what our aspirations are as a state government. You must be aware by now that we depend a lot on taxes, because what we were getting before from the federal government is now less than half of what we were getting last year. And if we were to do anything meaningful with our programs as a state government, we have now to depend a lot on how much money we can generate internally. Are you with me?
Yes.
And that puts the emphasis on taxes, and hence the relevance of the Internal Revenue Department of the Ministry of Finance to the current dispensation in Lagos State. We therefore depend very much on you, your loyalty, commitment, hard work, dedication are very, very important. Probity, accountability in service are qualities that we now want to emphasize. It is in our interest as Nigerians, if we want to help ourselves, to ensure that we do our best for our people. The more we can do for our people, the happier can we be. Those who are stealing or who are robbing, many of them will not have done so if they have the privileges that many of us have. Therefore, the more we can do as a state government to assist, to alleviate the suffering of the people, the less the temptations they be exposed to go around stealing 20 naira or 100 naira from people, and in some cases have to kill people or wound people. Let it is done. Therefore, if we want to do this as a people, we must be prepared to deny ourselves a number of our old practices. I want to let you know that the state government has little or no respect for the Internal Revenue Department. I want to explain that. The respect is there because that is where the money has come from. The lack of respect comes from the reputation that only a handful of us have built up over time, and it is easier to emphasize on the bad points of people rather than their strength. Therefore, those of us who are not helping the department in building a good name, we have to make a change. The change is imperative for two reasons. One, if we want to help the good name of other people,
The other thing we should be watching is even a daylight robbery. It's possible in this type of place.
When a situation like this comes, we want to stand up so that you can see how lean we are. We are indeed very, very grateful, and with all pleasure, we want to receive the Honorable Commissioner to the swell of Alimasha local government. You are very much welcome. As you are all aware, the very new local government Although when you return to each state that created new local government on the 27th of August 1991, a new baby was born and was christened Alimasho local government. And you know that within the last 6 months or 7, we have been nursing the new baby to the stage at which you have found the baby today. We have put in a lot of expenditure into baby food, nappy, oil, and baby soap. You will be surprised that within a short time you can still enjoy the air conditioner here. I was tempted to ask them to put all the air conditioners off so that the commissioner should really meet us exactly in a true position, so that maybe by the time we come with our shopping list to all the ministries in Lagos State, the commissioner will be able to pity us and understand our problem here. Our people and the local government are law-abiding, and we've enjoyed very peaceful atmosphere here. You will also recall that Alimasho local government is tagged as an area where we always fight for land and so on. We have been able to maintain relative peace here. The land touting has gone down considerably because we have adopted a system of coming together, making families to come together, talk to them, and making them realize why we should not fight on land. Why don't we make our land available to investors so that they can come and land here? We have inherited very bad IGR, that's the internal revenue generation. It's extremely very poor here. In 1991, we have only 2.5, about 1.5 million internally generated revenue here. And since we are in, it is not that Alimasho is completely dry. It is just a question of how Alimasho has been treated in the past. While I was the chairman of Kenya local government, because of the enormous capacity and the opportunity that Kenya provided financially, I was part of even the people that almost forgotten that Alimasho existed. Because we had enough from Kenya and there was no need to tap the resources here. But now that we are here, we have no other place to go. We either swim or we drown, but we have decided to swim. So what we did straight off is to identify all the revenue sources. And I want to assure you that we are determined to tap all the revenue sources. And before the end of this year, we assure the Honorable Commissioner that.
And my dear friends, we thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, for the way you proceed us, despite we came late. We have also listened to your prayers, which have all been documented. And by the time we are finished with the trip, we shall do a report for the governor. And we hope that we shall be in a position to be of assistance by influencing one way or the other what happens to the local government. On assuming office, the 2nd of March this year, I was briefed of the financial position of the state. And we know, going through the documents, that we have to do a lot to generate income within the state. As the putting a lot in the net of the federal government, 100 billion every month in statutory allocation, which is now constituted of 40. For several reasons, this has to be so. And we have been challenged to look inwards for what we can do to help our state government if we want to do our programs. A very major source of revenue for this state government comes from taxes. And I therefore decided to visit the tax offices within the different local government areas of Lagos State. I then, of course, thought that it will be not in line with protocol to go ahead straight to DC to see these tax offices without seeing people like you, who is the #1 citizen of this local government. And hence, I decided that everywhere I go, I must visit the local government, share their own problems and aspirations. And we believe that since we are two layers of government challenged to meet the people's aspirations, we should be able to work together. Hence the need for us to be here today. Let me congratulate you to start with, Mr. Chairman. First of all, being chairman of this very helpful local government. And let me also congratulate you for the impact you have made within the very short period you have assumed office as chairman of this local government. Looking at the activity level and coming in, one can but conclude that you are making quite an impact on your environment. And I pray that the Almighty God will continue to give you the strength, the courage, and the energy to continue to make such a meaningful impact on your environment and to serve the best interests of your people of this local government. I happen to have a bearing with culture because my mother from Isolo, mother from the Akimbayo house in Isolo, and I know that I used to come in here some 10 years ago to hold meetings in the culture, some of our family members here, on some properties, some land issue in the culture. It was later when I didn't just have enough time that I had to give up, that I am still very much part of this environment. Why is this fire here? Please, that's my best. Down here. From Solo down here.
You're in here.
He's in the Solo. Go down to Igbo. Where's the nearest Catholic church?